Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Love what you drive. I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on today. This has been in the planning for a while. That's what we're working on today. So I lined them up. This is the original wheel off of my 06 Mercury. This is a 2003 Lincoln Town Car. 16 inch, 17 inch. These I picked up on Facebook Marketplace for $100. 18 inch Ford Mustang GT wheels. We are going to be working on these wheels. As you can see, they are in a pretty rough shape. So I got a set of 4. I have Firestone all season tires on there that are still really good shape. So I want to refinish these, and I'm still on the fence about whether I'm going to be painting them or just polishing them and keeping them polished. And eventually we'll get to those, and then we'll get to those, and maybe one day we'll get to these as well. But I'm going to show you how to do everything on the wheel. It is my first time. So we are gonna go ahead and take it one step at a time. I've got 3 processes that I want to do, and I'll show you them here in the next minute. Here are the 4 wheels. They're my 16 inch Mercury wheels, and this is what came on the car. And you can see the clear is starting to peel. I mean, it's been and I want to refinish them. I want to get these things looking brand new again. So for the most part, I think the only wheel has a little bit of damage right here. So we'll have to grind this down. And that's about it. That's the only one. Everything else is just clear coat. And we're just gonna take care of it. First things first, what we're gonna do is wash them. I'm gonna get some hot water, get some Dawn soap. I'm gonna go outside, and I'm gonna give them a nice bath to degrease them and get all this dirt off of them. All right, before we start washing these wheels, I got a bucket of hot water. Here's some of the supplies that I had already and a few things I bought. This is probably overkill. Like I said, I've never done this before, but we're gonna attack it. So I have Dawn. I have one of these pads just in case. I did buy KLEAN-STRIP premium stripper to put on the clear coat. I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not. I only have 1 can of the aircraft remover, extra strength, so it's 1 can. I have one of these wheels. They are a grinding, polishing flap disc. I have a cutting wheel. I have another wheel like this to grind down the imperfections. I bought some steel brushes or wire wheels. Got some of these brushes, a steel brass nylon. I had these laying around for to sand. I had an extra one of these. This is to scrape. Another pad. This is to apply the stripper. I got a sander, and I do have some sandpaper. Oh, there it goes. And then I have a 1200 grit, 600 grit to 20. I have for a disc for a drill, and 320, and whatever else I will need. So I just wanted to be prepared. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this on that wheel. I'm gonna put this on that wheel, and I'm gonna use one of these on that wheel. And I'm gonna try 3 different methods to get all the clear off, to sand them down and see which one works. And we'll record everything, and that way I will know, you will know, because as we saw, I have 3 other pairs of wheels I want to redo, and I want to find the best method that works for me. So right now what we're going to do is go outside and get to washing with Dawn soap. All right, what else I had in my arsenal was I found this. I think it's at like a dollar store or something. Lost Totally Awesome all-purpose concentrate cleaner, degreaser, and spot remover. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the wheels down with this. Then I'm gonna Dawn them. I'll do maybe 1 or 2 wheels, and then we can just do like a quick speed take on this, not to bore you with cleaning the wheels. And then we'll go to the second part. The wheels are washed. I'm gonna just give them a few moments to kind of air dry and let all the water run down, and then one day I will get to the Lincoln wheels. Until then, I'm gonna go ahead and set up my stuff here because it is kind of windy outside. I'm gonna lay some plastic down. I got some cardboard, got all my stuff here. It's pretty well ventilated here. I got plenty of light. And yeah, this will be the workstation right here, so I could have access to the hose, and we'll get to it. All right, guys, before we apply anything or do anything else, I have a clean rag. I just want to make sure that nothing is wet because there was some water trapped right here in the bolts. So what I'm gonna do is, I mentioned like this wheel, I'll go ahead and probably just use some of this, but these two I want to use chemicals. This is the KLEAN-STRIP. I got this at Home Depot. It's like 17 bucks. I'm gonna use these cheap brushes to just put it on there and let it sit, and then we'll use one of these scrapers, and I also got like a plastic one. I got tape to tape off anything, and I also have some index cards that I'm gonna put it around so I don't mess up the tire. Alright, so for this one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wear gloves. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this aircraft remover. Now, directions say to spray it and let it sit for about 20 minutes, 20 to 45 minutes. So as soon as I spray that, I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'll get to working on the next wheel, which will be that one up there, because this stuff is only 15 minutes. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna shake this up, 12 to 18 inches from the surface. But let's go ahead and spray this on. I'm gonna spray this on, and then I'm gonna use a brush to spread it around. They also have ones in the can where you can just put it in like a container and none of this spray stuff. So I'm gonna spray this on, and I'm gonna leave it for 20 minutes and then come back to it and see what. There's that. And now it just looks like it's bubbling. Now while I wait, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the next wheel. Alright guys, now this one, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it in here. Looks like egg drop soup. And with the brush, I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff on. You want to cover the floor or the ground. I got plastic and cardboard under because this stuff is dripping like crazy. Alright, that is on there sparingly. Let's take a look at the other one. So it's bubbling up. Not sure if there's some kind of a chemical reaction going on, but I could still see it bubbling. And even here, it just looks like it's getting under the clear and all that. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes or 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna just continue to let it sit. For the next two wheels that are probably in the worst shape with all of this clear already gone, I'm gonna go ahead and use a wire wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that and see if that's gonna work, because I want to try all three methods. Okay, now let's make sure you wear protective eyeglasses. You don't want this wire to fly in your face. All right, here we go. This is a coarse wire wheel. I had this laying around, and then I also have a fine, you can see right here, a fine wire wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot with this one. Okay, so it is removing it, but there's definitely a lot of scratches. So it's working. It's definitely dusty. But it's kind of uncomfortable with that small wheel. I'm gonna see if I could use one of these so I can cover a greater area. So that's not going as good as I thought it would. Yeah, this is definitely not working better than the smaller wheel. This one is getting the clear off better. So as you can see where like the darker, like this area here is already clear gone. And then all of this still has the clear. Let's take a look at our chemical progress. So this is the wheel that we put this stuff on. It's been about almost 30 minutes actually. I'm gonna grab the scraper and see what we have going on with it here. Okay, something is coming off. So it's coming off kind of chunky. But I'm not sure if that's the clear or not. Now these wheels have like a machined texture on it. I think that's the clear coat, because before it was smooth, and now I think the clear came off, and now it has there's a machined grooves. Okay, so I collected all of that stuff. Now it says to clean this with mineral spirits, but I'm gonna give it a wash outside again with the with soap and Dawn. Okay, so now we're gonna go outside and wash it, but I'm gonna take all these things off. You can hear that. I believe the clear coat is gone off of that. Let me show you this wheel. You could barely hear it. Nothing is happening because I think this is smooth. A little bit. And then you hear this one. Clear coat is gone, and that's the texture that is underneath. Okay, let's go give it a wash. Okay, until then, let's take a look at the other one. Now, it's been longer than 15 minutes. Really not much seems to be going on here, if I'm perfectly honest. Actually, right here, some of the stuff is actually coming off. Right here, you can see bubbling. Here, but only in some areas. So what I'm gonna do is put some more on. It's taking a little bit longer than it says, but I do see that it is coming up in some areas. So I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit longer on this one. So I think this one is doing something, just at a slower pace than the aircraft stripper. So it's been some time. I did put some more on, and it looks like it's working in most of the areas because it's like bubbled up, as you can see right here. So like right here where it's flat, I don't think anything is happening there, but where it looks like orange peel, that's where the clear coat is definitely coming off. This is the wheel that had that aircraft remover, and right here in the inside it dried up a little bit, so I have to scrape it and I'll probably just sand it off. And so right here you could still see there's little bits and pieces of clear coat, like right there, but for the most part it actually did a pretty good job. I'm actually surprised. What I've actually gone to do on this wheel, the one I was using the wire wheel on it, I went ahead and I got my sander out and I just started to sand with a 220 grit. Like this wheel has so many already different scuffs. Like these are pretty deep grooves from the wire wheel, but I went ahead and I just started to sand. What I'm gonna probably end up doing, I'm gonna try to polish these out. But if it's gonna be too messed up, what I'm gonna do is I'll prime it and I'll just paint them like a nice same color, give them nice refinish. So what I'm gonna do is continue. This is a 220 grit, and then in between here I'm gonna have to use some of my wire brushes that I bought and get in there. But yeah, that clear is coming off. So I'll probably work on this wheel, get all this stuff off, and then see if I can either do another coat. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, definitely it sat here for about probably an hour, maybe even a little bit more. And then it finally started to kick in. But the 15 minutes that they recommend, 15 minutes is definitely not. It didn't do anything in those 15 minutes. But from the looks of it, looks like I'm gonna have to sand or grind or wire wheel all the wheels so I have a consistent pattern or a texture. Yeah, look at all this stuff. It's all that gunk with clear coat on it. I guess I was expecting maybe a little bit like a more dramatic effect. But it seems like there's probably not too much clear left on these wheels. So it's definitely, look at this coming off. So these wooden stir sticks actually work pretty well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is probably cover all the wheels with this stuff, and even probably even do a second coat on this wheel and just let it sit for a minute. That way when I come back to sanding them down, they will be nice and ready. I'm not gonna put the cards around here. I'm just gonna go on the inside of the lip and you just do another coat. Okay, so I've been sanding it with the 220. Now I'm going inside on the lip with the wire brush again, because there's still clear coat. I'm going to continue working on this wheel. Definitely a learning curve. The other wheels there are going through the treatment of a second coat. So yeah, definitely takes some time. It's messy, it's dusty, but we already started this project, so we're gonna continue to go through it. So I'm gonna continue working this wheel with the sander and the wire brush until I'm happy with the results. All right, so I'm gonna wash this off. I got one of these brass brushes to get inside these holes because the stuff is drying up. So I definitely want to go ahead and clean these up before it gets too gunky on there. Okay, this is the wheel that I've been sanding and using wire brushes on. Now I got this little wheel on here, and I'm going now in between here to just scuff it up and get any clear coat off. Alright, this one is done. Pretty much all scuffed up. I'm going to wash it, let it dry, then hit it with another grit sandpaper. Okay, so here are the wheels that are we used a paint stripper on. This is one of them. That's the other one. This is the third one. Now they got a nice shine to them right now, but I'm gonna take there's still some of these patches. This is if you leave that paint stripper on too long, this is what happens, it dries up. So I'm gonna put the 220 grit on all of them and go from there. Alright, so this is the end of day one. This wheel and that one are completely sanded everywhere with the 220 and the small wire wheel. The edge is down to bare metal, just aluminum. This wheel is still nice and polished, so it's gonna get a 220 treatment and then some grinder right here to just even that out. This one is also fully done with the 220 and the wire wheel, and then this one needs the 220 treatment as well. From there I'm probably gonna just jump up to whatever next one is, maybe an 800 right away or 320, and continue. Yeah, this is definitely by no means a short quick project if you wanted to do it right. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not, but I am definitely doing it. And yeah, this is my setup right here. Okay, day 2 will be most likely tomorrow. Well, we'll just completely sand the other wheels and move on to the next grid of paper and see how the polishing goes. Alright guys, welcome back. This is day 2 of the wheels project. Now I'm making a bigger mess. I'm my 2-year-old. Abby, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, hold on. Let's go. Show me. Show me. No, don't touch. Show me. What do you want? Come on. Where?
Take this.
Oh, there's a choo-choo train? So for the most part, all the wheels are done. I gotta wash them really good with soap. I honestly did not realize how much work it is for all the wheels. Look. Day 3 of the wheel project. These wheels, I mean, I don't know how many times already I've sanded. I did make a poll on the YouTube community tab. I will put it up right now. And people voted for polishing to finish, have a finished, polished finish on these wheels. So I went 220, 320, the wire wheel, and 320 wet sanded. And now I'm doing 600 wet. I don't have it in between, and I'm not gonna spend money. So I'm doing 600 with water. And you can see it's coming out. It's starting to come out. It's just 320. I'm gonna do it with water sanding. And then this is 600. Needs to get washed. 600 water sanded. Then I'm gonna move up to, I believe I have 800 or 1000, and then 1200, and then polish. So the 3 wheels are 600 water sanded. This one is not 600 sanded yet, so I'm not gonna bore you with all of that. So I'm just gonna do this right now just to get it on the record. Okay, next one, 1200. That's the next step I have. I don't have 1000. I thought I did. And I thought I had 800, but I don't. But other than that, I think I'm done. I'm gonna hit the other 3 wheels with the 1200. And then I'll wash them and call it a day. Maybe 4 on the wheels. They all been sanded and washed with soap and water. 1200 grit is where I stopped. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this wheel first. I went to Harbor Freight and I picked up these things, Kit and Buff Bob, as it's called, tapered, and one of these 6-piece. And I also picked up mag and aluminum polish from others. I heard this is a bunch of videos, reviews. This is the, I guess, the stuff to go with. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of these on my drill. I'm gonna probably try just one of these spokes with maybe cutting it with this and then that, and then going over it with the mothers. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. So I read somewhere that these pads, so the drill will spin clockwise, but these pads are, they have a directional almost, which way these bristles will lay down, as they call it, or stand up. So right now they would go kind of against the fur or against the grain. So I gotta flip this pad over so that, see what I mean? So that it when it lays down like this instead of going the other way. Got a big old 19mm wrench, just snug this up. Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright, so this has been washed and cleaned. What I'm gonna do is literally just do one, the directions or instructions say this is for aluminum, this is for gold and other things. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this white one. And of course I got a new microfiber towel. Man, look at this. Whoa. Wow. Do you guys see that difference? Man, I'm amazed. I am like surprised. Look at that. This is like one pass compared to that and this. Sheesh. I'm amazed. I've seen, I mean, there's still some, I don't know if you'll see it or not. Yeah, there's still some scratches that I didn't do with I went 320, I should have done 400. But look at that difference. Wow, I'm surprised. More amazed in my own ability. I'm gonna do maybe a couple more passes. Wow, that's looking really nice. Still there, you just gotta be careful that this doesn't slip or this and get on there. And I'm gonna put mothers on it and go over this and see if it'll brighten it up even more. Okay. Okay. All right, here it goes. All right, guys, so this is where we at. Wow, look at that. There's definitely scratches. This is the one I just did, so I might just have to do some sandpaper. Do a 320. And there's some finer scratches that are left from the machining before, whether it was with the wire wheel. But overall, look at that. What I'm gonna do is probably go ahead and just do the white all over the wheel. And as I planned right here, because there's still paint left, I scuffed it up. I will then later tape it off, prime, and paint that, but keep this polished. And all of this will be polished. The face and the lip right here will be all polished, and the inside will be painted. Either just aluminum like a neutral color, or maybe a little bit darker to keep the dust from being too visible. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll just do this wheel, and then from there we will I'll show you the final result. It's day 5 or 4. I already lost track. I'm doing little by little, but I put a coat of just the Harbor Freight, these bars with these wheels from Harbor Freight. I'll put all the stuff in the description. And I did a couple of passes. I mean, some wheels, there's a lot of scratches here. These are going to be my winter beaters, so I'm not going to go back and try to fix any of this. So what, like, these two wheels look the best. This one has the least amount of scratches. This one turned out really well. I'm not sure why. If I took longer time on it, or if I just went through every grate or a grit of sandpaper. This one's also not bad. And then these two are kind of like, seem like a little bit lower quality, you can say. But this is, I think, maybe like one or like two passes of this clay bar thing, or this bar with this wheel. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use some of this Mother's Mag aluminum and polish. I'm gonna do a couple of passes, maybe one or two on each wheel. Then I'm gonna tape off the face, and I'm gonna primer the insides, then maybe sand it a little bit, water sand it, and then paint them, spray paint them. I got charcoal gray paint, so it could stay a little bit darker to prevent the brake dust from being visible. And this will just all be this polish. This will be painted satin paint, and I got satin clear to go over it. Yes? What happened? Okay. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. Right now I'm gonna set up camera. We'll do one wheel with the Mother's Mag and aluminum polish, and then I'll turn you guys on to when I'm taping up the wheels. Alright, so this is pretty much, I'm done with this wheel for the polishing aspect. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the inside a little bit here. This one, like I said, turned out really well compared to the other ones. I don't know if I just took more time for sanding. There's still some scratches, you can see. But these are gonna be my winter wheels, so I'm not too concerned for show quality, just to refinish them. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit the rest of these with the Mothers, and then I'll tape up and primer. So I'm not gonna bore you with the other three wheels. Alright guys, here we go. Day 5, same day. After just finishing up all the wheels, what I took then, I took them outside after I polished it with the Mothers. I gotta tape this up or put plastic in here. This is how it's gonna be. The polish is all taped up, and on the inside I have some primer, some Rust-Oleum automotive primer. Here's some sandable one. Gonna spray it, and I mean the insides are, there was no way near I was gonna get them to be polished. This is just gonna take too much work that I don't have or time. And I'm gonna do this wheel. So the other wheels are after I polished it with the Mothers. Here's how they turned out. And I washed them with just soap and Dawn and water to get all the polish from the inside here. And I just have a nice rough surface to work with, but the face is polished, and that's how it's gonna stay. And after I paint, I might put some kind of protectant, not clear coat. Decided I'm not gonna clear them, but I'm probably just gonna put either wax or something along those lines where it could protect the shine a little longer. So let me go ahead and cover up this, and then we'll start spraying with primer on the inside of the wheels. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a few passes with the primer. Hopefully I don't have to sand it too much.
Can I help spray paint it with you?
So after the first coat, says about 10 minutes before second reapplying. I have Hannah with me, so she's gonna try to help me. There we go.
I think you have to spray paint the board.
Just to see. Let me help you. Okay, ready? Okay, do that. Give me a push.
Okay,
It's hard. Okay.
That's
Maybe the paint will be easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help with the paint. So let's move that wheel out of here, and let's get in the wheel we just taped and put plastic on.
This is where we at. This is 2 coats of the primer. I'm not gonna sand, I'm not gonna do nothing. It laid down pretty well, I prepped it before. Paint plus primer, charcoal gray, and satin. I want the lip to be polished, but in here the inserts to be satin. And I also picked up this clear to cover it after. So charcoal gray, I don't want to do it black, I don't want to do it too light. I want it a little bit of contrast, but to keep it darker so that the brake dust. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 or 3 coats of this. First coat gonna be pretty light, second coat heavier, and then third coat I'll glob it on, hopefully no leaks. And hopefully I'll have enough time today to throw a coat of clear, if anything. Okay, first coat done. Alright guys, today is like day 6, I think, on these wheels, and where I'm at is I got about 3 coats of this charcoal gray. I got this one and also this one. I still gotta do that one and that one. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 coats of clear. I got satin, so it's not gonna be glossy. And then I'm gonna peel it off. So I got this. We'll see how this works. Satin clear. Three coats of clear, 3 coats of paint, and 3 coats of primer. I'm gonna start peeling this off. Let's see how it goes. Alright, well, here it is outside. Got a nice polished face. I want to see if I could put some kind of sealant, maybe a wax. But I'm gonna let the paint dry. It's not a bad color actually, the charcoal gray. Definitely probably won't be doing this anytime soon to my other wheels, unless I find an easier way, but definitely a lot of work, maybe with the mini spokes. So like right here and right here, you can see just have to take a razor or something, clean it up. Overall, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Compared to what they were, definitely better, but they're not perfect by any means. So that's that. I guess I'll come back to this video after I get all the wheels done. It will be today. And yeah, that's what it looks like. I would actually love it to be all polished, the insides, and it would just be nice bright, but at this point this is where I'm at, and this is where it's gonna be. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a few days, and today is the day that we get to, I'll show you. Here it is. I just yesterday took these wheels out to get them balanced, and I think one of them had the weight on. But as you can see, the paint and the clear coat dried up. Did a little bit of the cleanup, and so this is going to be the winter wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and unload them. I got a helper here. She'll be helping me record. Here you go, Hannah. These are the Firestone All Season 225/60/16s, and these are pretty good tires. I had them on before I put those on, and I was very pleased with them. I went to North Michigan in the snow. They did very well, so they will be my winter tires. But today we're gonna go ahead and throw these on, and I'm gonna just show you the process. It is a bittersweet moment, as these wheels are definitely smaller and a different design, going back to the original, and the wheel gap is bigger. But I'll give my other wheels a rest and use these tires for a little bit.